Creating realistic hair in 3D is really hard. I'm making a 3D short film where hair is an essential part of the character design, and now it looks like this, which is... yeah. So we need to figure out what makes hair look good to fix it. First, we need to actually see what is wrong not only with the hairstyle, but also eyebrows. I wanna say everything, but what makes real eyebrows work and not hers? To answer that, we need to learn about flow patterns. What is a flow pattern, you ask? Well, when we look at the reference picture, we can clearly see that the eyebrows are going in a clear direction and have a certain shape. And luckily enough, when we look at the eyebrows I created, we can see that my model has neither. Perfect. My god. Also, they are really thin, therefore we can see a lot of skin underneath, so that is something we'll also have to address. So keeping that in mind, I started creating the actual thing. I actually started with setting the shape of the eyebrows with vertex paint and only then added hair. Then I groomed it to perfection following the reference, and now we have new eyebrows for Victoria, which actually look much better. But more importantly, they add a lot of charisma to the character, which I was going for. But let's finally address the elephant in the room, which is the actual scalp hair. If you remember my previous video, you know I might not like making hairstyles in 3D. I fucking hate hair. Not real life hair, but 3D hair. So you could have probably guessed that the hairstyle isn't the best. I tried two different methods, but the results weren't the best. But I think if we combine these two approaches, we can create something that looks at least passable. If you listened to what I said earlier, and I hope you had, you remember what I said about flow patterns. Turns out it works the same in the actual scalp hair. When we look at the hairstyle, we can determine where the patches of hair go. Also, this hairstyle looks really stiff. That is because almost none of the hair curls. Because just as we have skin imperfections, we need to add hair imperfections to the hairstyle. With that in mind, I started laying out the first layer of the hair, keeping in mind the hair flow. Our hairstyle is divided into three parts: the base hair, the front hair, and the buns. So I just need to set a general flow and then add more hair later in the process. Oh wait, fuck, now it's later. So I guess we just need to add more hair to the balding base. The buns in the last hairstyle were absolute garbage. Like, what the fuck is that? I put a lot more care and effort into the new ones, and if we compare these two, we can see a lot of difference. Thank god. The buns are literally the 80%. Nah, fuck that. And the model finally starts to look like a real person. But there is a secret that I see many people don't know about, and it's sad because it's really easy. So if you want to discover it, touch your face. Seriously, touch it. And unless you're that girl, what you're feeling is... Vellus Hair is awesome, and I think not a lot of people know how important it truly is. Because you're observing faces all the time, unless you're like me and spend your whole life in your home, you know what features make a realistic face. Even though you aren't actively thinking about that, you know what is real and what is fake. And those tiny little white hairs can come a long way of convincing people subconsciously that it looks much more real. I understand if you think I sound like a maniac, which I'm not. Not! Okay, I know you don't believe me, so just give me a chance and let's add some Vellus hair. Like with all previous hair systems, we also have a flow pattern here, so it's important to keep that in mind. And here we can see the results. Oh wait, I guess we did everything to improve the model, so let me actually show you the final results. And now I am finally done with this. Why aren't the voices getting quieter? I am still experimenting with the hair shader and I am not convinced which one looks better, so let me know in the comments. Wow, that was a ton of fun, but thank god my character looks much better now. So now all we need to do is to create an environment to animate her into, and that will happen in the next devlog. But if you want to know how I created these 3D models in the first place, watch this video, where I take you on a journey on how I created these two from concept art to actual 3D models.